Hello, Ian. I'll transfer the host to you. You can start whenever you are ready.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Karmada weekly meeting, bi-weekly meeting, actually. Let's see what's on our calendar agenda today. Let me share my screen real quick. Share my screen. Share. Okay, let's take a look. And okay, today is July 25th. First, we are going to have Chelsea to give us a proposal on the seamless cluster migration. Second, we're going to take a look at the proposal on namespace delegation protection. Okay, Chelsea, I'm going to hand it over to you. Do we have Chelsea? Here it says, yes, we have.
Okay.
Cool. Stop sharing.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. You can see my proposal at here, and the content you can click this document. Okay. Let's begin. Hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to introduce my proposal of seamless cluster migration to you here. First of all, I want to know, have you ever tried to migrate a single cluster to multiple cluster? Did you think about a troublesome problem? How to handle the resources that already exist in the original cluster? In most scenarios, users hope that Karmada can maintain the previous running state of existing resource. How to do it? Actually, Karmada currently provides two means to migrate existing resource, migrate resource from existing clusters to Karmada, and it's so powerful to meet most scenarios. Which two means I will introduce it to you by follow. This proposal aims to further optimizing of seamless migration by extending the Karmada custom resource API to meet more scenarios. Lastly, let me introduce my motivation in detail. Follow me. I will give you a specific scenario. Topically, you can see this picture. In this picture, the app-related code is submitted by users and will be deployed to multi-clusters by CI/CD pipeline. However, with the increasement of the number of the cluster, users may hope to migrate to Karmada for multi-cluster management. So here comes the problem. Can the pods that already exist not be affected during the process of migration, which means the relevant container not be restarted? Which is the current method? Now we have two means. One is by command line tool. You can see this picture. Can you see this picture?
Yes, we can.
Okay, we continue. Here comes a new rule named operator. He installed Karmada and joined these clusters as member clusters. Then he executed promote command. You can say Karmada ctl promote deployment name. You can say cluster name to promote to take over the existing resource from one of the cluster. Okay, this is one method by command line tool. There is another method by automated configuration. You can see this picture. There is also a role named operator. He installed Karmada and joined this member clusters. Then the resource template also need applied to Karmada by CI/CD pipeline. You can say the resource template is from this repository and applied to Karmada by CI/CD pipeline. Now the Karmada has a resource template, and the operator edit a propagation policy. In here, a resource selector can select all the deployment in one of the cluster. Okay, now the here has a resource template and the propagation policy. The Karmada can also promote or take over the existing resource from one cluster. But there is a gap. There's a gap. You can see this annotation. This annotation need added to each resource template. What does this annotation do? The annotation is to indicate if there is a naming conflict resource in member clusters, it will be forced taken over by overwriting the configuration. If there doesn't exist this annotation, Karmada will not take over the existing resource from in member clusters if there is a naming conflict. Okay, this is the gap. So these methods both require the cooperative intervention from two roles, users and operator. If they are all developers, both methods are effective. So we define these two methods as methods for developers. Now, in some particular scenario, what if the user and the operator are two independent roles? The user only know Kubernetes native resource, and he doesn't perceive Karmada, and he doesn't want to modify the original YAM config. Okay, migration is solely the responsibility of the operator. He can only modify Karmada API like a propagation policy, and completely unaware of the original resource defined by the user. To meet this scenarios, I wanted to introduce optimism method. You can say this picture is similar to the above picture. What's the difference? Users doesn't need to add this annotation to each resource template. How to achieve it? The operator just only need to edit a propagation policy and apply it to Karmada. Just this step can Karmada take over the existing resource from one of the clusters. This is my motivation. So my proposal for custom resources such as propagation policy and resource binding, add a field called conflict resolution. The operator can use this field in the propagation policy to declare how potential conflict should be handled when a resource that is being propagated already exists in the target cluster. You can see just like this scenario, the operator just only need to edit the propagation policy like here. He just only need to add a field conflict resolution. The value is overwrite, and resource selectors is defined here. He will select or deployment. So you can say or the deployment applied to this cluster, or the deployment will be taken over by Karmada, even if there's a naming conflict. Okay, this is a story. And I will show a demo to you. You can see. Okay, now can you see the terminal?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay. Let's continue. My demo, the steps of my demo is you can say this is my test steps. First, run local up command SG. This is quickly install a Karmada control plane and a member cluster and export kubeconfig. You can see. Okay. Then I create a deployment in member one cluster. You can see this deployment. That's the common Nginx deployment. Okay. Then we apply this deployment in member one. Okay, member created. Then we create the same deployment in Karmada control plane. Okay.
Sorry,
we-
Chelsea.
Hey.
We can't see the terminal well. I think you can just talk about the steps in the PR.
Okay. Can you see the?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. 3 step. Create a deployment in member E cluster. You can execute like this. The deployment created. Then we create a deployment in Karmada control plane. It's the same deployment. You can see the content. This content is a common Nginx deployment. Okay. Next, we created a propagation policy in Karmada control plane without this key field. You can see we apply this pp.yum. What does this pp.yum propagation policy? Okay. In this step, this line is commented out. That doesn't exist this line. Okay, resource selectors select all deployment. Okay, if this config applied to Karmada control plane. Okay, this propagation policy created. Then we get deploying. You will see the deployment ready replicates number is 0. And you get the resource spanning. And you will see aggregated status is fail. He reported the resource already exists in cluster member one. And this annotation is empty. Okay. Now, if we add this field to above propagation policy, you say I added this line. The value is all right. You can say apply pp.yum configured. This propagation policy is updated. Then get deploy. You will see the ready replicate number is 2. Okay. Then you get the resource spanning. You will see the aggregated status is applied in true. Applied equals to true. And here's status ready replicate is 2. Okay. This means the Karmada has take over the existing deployment in member one. And this result is my goal. You can say I only added a field in propagation policy can achieve taking over the existing resource from member clusters. Okay. That's all for this story. You know what I mean? Okay. The follow is not so important, and we can skip.
Okay. Thanks, Charles.
Do you have any problems? You can see this.
Sorry, I have to mute Lojo's phone. It's keeping like sending some noise. Any questions from audience on this seamless migration proposal? If no, we're gonna thank you, Chelsea. We're gonna move to the next proposal from Weekend. I think this Rentian. Do we have Rentian?
Hello.
Oh, hi. Okay, cool. I'm gonna over to you. Feel free to share your screen.
It's a proposal about deletion protection, and we have two goals. First we can add or remove protection labels by Karmada control. And the second is prevent the user's deletion operation. There is a user story can help us. As a user, I want to tag and protect the namespace resource so that they won't be accidental deleted. And I have a design now. First, we can add the label by kube control, and the label names deletion protected. We can add the label by Karmada control. And the second design is prevent the deletion operation. We can add admission webhook. When user attempts to delete namespace, we need to first check the label. If there is a label and it's true, we must interrupt the user's deletion operation. And about the design, we have two questions. First, the label where we need include the Karmada point IO to the label name. And the second question is, do we need to add the protect some subcommand to Karmada control?
Yes, thanks. We can. I haven't took a look at the proposal, but for the question, I think if the idea is about to introduce the a label or annotation, I think the annotation should be the key of the annotation should be started with Karmada.io. Yeah, I think the first question, and the second question, do we need to introduce a protect command to Karmada control? I don't know yet. I need to think about it. Yeah, I think you can go. Yeah, that's the end, right?
Yes.
Okay, I think the proposal is interesting and important. I have been I I know some user might really need this feature to protect the resource. Yeah, I think this is a great proposal. I will start to review it by this week, and I will leave my comments to the PR. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Hello. As this proposal, if we support, if we apply or we will use the force delete, do you think how we will go?
I think your question is if a resource has been labeled with the annotation, can it be deleted by something like control delete of false, right? With a false
Yes.
flag.
Yes.
That's a good question.
Okay, and how we will do? Well, what do you have any other think about this force delete?
I think the future is to protect the resource, but if user want force delete, we can let the user delete because we just want to stop the accidental operation. If there is a force action, we shouldn't stop it.
Okay. And then you will do it, or we will use it at other proposal.
Sorry.
Hey, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I didn't get your question.
And I have know how to deal with force delete, and you were mentioned in other was this proposal.
Oh yeah. I think we can add some content about the question with the answer in the proposal. Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, okay, I will add the question to the PR.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Vitan. Do we have? We can. Sorry. Do we have more question regarding this namespace delegation protection proposal? Looks like no. Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you, Vitan, again for this for presenting proposal for us. And it seems that we don't have any topic on our agenda. Wondering anything update from your side, Hongtai?
Yeah, and no special. For the first topic, I have reviewed the proposal and have also reviewed the PR. I think the PR is almost ready to move forward. and this, I guess, it will be included into the coming release, and we are going to have a alpha 2 or alpha 3 release by the end of this month. Yeah, if you are interested to this feature, you can try. You can try it at the after August, at the beginning of August. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So exciting for the upcoming alpha release. And just a reminder, we're going to have version 1.7 release by the end of August. That's our official release. Cool. And any other questions from our audience? I'm going to take this silences now. Okay, cool. Thank you everybody for joining Karmada bi-weekly meeting. And I think the next meeting will be in 2 weeks, which is, let me take my look on my calendar. Gonna be, I think is August, sometime, August the 8th. Okay, thank you everybody. I will see you next time.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.